Hi Scott, it's Jason Hawkins here. I'm going to take you through your analysis of your site, betpoint.com.au. We're from K&D, and thanks for requesting a free audit. I'm going to take you through a few different aspects of the site from an SEO point of view, maybe a bit of brand, usability, and you're saying your SEO is not great. And there's an obvious reason for that. It seems like your domain is quite young. I don't know how young it is, but maybe you went live in earlier this year, perhaps. And so it's going to take a bit of time for Google to start to rank you organically anyway. So I'll discuss a few little parts of how that all comes together in your site, and to give you an idea of what you could do to help take it to the next level. So you probably launch this site. Hey, we'll get a site up, and I'm thinking that you are trying to get an affiliate lead from this, sort of sign up from this click, which is the income source of the site. The difficulty is with this sort of type of, the iSelects and the any reviews kind of site. You need to be focused 100% on creating lots and lots of content. Like shit loads of content. So I'm talking 1,000-word articles, and all about each of these tools. The Unibets, the Ladbrokes, the why sports betting, best sports betting apps, top 5 sports bets apps of 2019. So people search about those kind of topics. So if I go to Google and best betting apps, okay, so this is exactly what people are searching for using Google's tools, and you probably already know this. So best betting sites Australia, best betting app Australia. So let's just look at best betting app. And there's some advertisers here, and you would know those. But then there's these sort of regular questions here. What are the best, according to blah, here's the best. People also ask, what is the best mobile betting app? So in your instance on your site, I would have multiple articles that are tackling each of those questions that are in regular searches that people search for. I would be doing YouTube videos about each of those. It's all about generating a lot of content to get your site starting to rank for different types of searches. This is what's working against you currently, is your news is not focused about that. You've put some news together about federal, a headline, which is Federal Election 2019. So that has nothing to do with SEO search that's going to help your business moving forward, nor is just the term AFL. Maybe AFL betting app as the title, or AFL betting trends on apps in 2019, but none of these there's a gazillion websites that talk about particular race days and results and wicks and all of those things, but none of those are going to help your website rank. You need to have a lot of content, as I said, related to each of those apps. Now, from your usability of your site, look, there's really nothing to your site. Every page is kind of similar in its own way. You're pushing the same apps on every page, so you're getting kind of penalised for that with Google with repeated content. But you should be fleshing these out. Write a review on Neds. Go into the details. Take screenshots of different bits that are good and bad and ugly or fantastic or great odds. Write a 1,000-word article about that and have screenshots and publish that whole article under the reviews section. Your site's not really ranking because there's no real content. I don't know, 100 words on FAQs compared, and this is exactly the same thing you have on the homepage. Again, it's not really helping you rank at all. The other thing, at a really basic level, your site isn't actually set up for search just yet. So up here, you'll see this tab. This is the page title. So your page title shouldn't be just your domain name. It should be, in your case, best Australian betting apps or best apps for betting in Australia, BetPoint. So you're setting the site up, and all elements of your site are setting up for what people are actually searching for. As an example of that, we'll look over at one of your competitors, Ozbet. Now these guys appear in page 1 for some of these type of best app searches. And here's an example. This is, the headline, Online Betting Australia, best Australian online betting sites. So very similar to your style content, but look at the volume of content that's flowing through. This is what I'm talking about. Google loves lots of content. So, as the first port of call, I'd be generating a lot of that content. The also thing, you need to build trust on your site, and usability-wise, you would have, your articles that you write, and the content will start to build that trust. At the moment, this is just a click and shoot kind of sign-up site, and sorry if I'm speaking out of line, but that's what it looks like. But if you want it to be more than that, you'll need to do some work around getting that content in, trust elements, recommendations. Hey, what you're doing in the community, in the sports betting community, how you're, do interviews with the Ladbrokes team, do interviews with Unibet, get out there and be that connector to the rest of the market, and truly connect the dots. And then your audience will look after the rest for you and start to link. From a mobile perspective on the site, again, your site's so straightforward that that's not really an issue, but it's a pretty basic website, so I'm not too concerned with that. It does adjust for mobile. Let's have a look at the technical performance. So I've loaded your site in web page test, and this is a flow of all the elements loading in your site. And really, because there's not really much content to your site, it's a very basic WordPress website. Your load times are all okay, except you're probably on some pretty cheap hosting with a 4-second server response time at the start. So first byte is 3.8 seconds. That should be under a second. So that's usually an indication of just, you're on probably a pretty average web server that's not really performing. You could optimize your content with some caching of different content, but at the moment, because there's not a great deal of content on the site anyway, that's not really going to have too much of an impact. And your usability, your brand, this logo here is looking very fuzzy. So you need to go back to your designer and get the original image and, make sure that stands out. There's no strap line, you're not connecting people to what you're actually trying to achieve. Every page kind of tells the same sort of story, and there's not a lot of meat to that story, if you like. So yeah, it's a very early days website, and it just needs some thought about how you can go to market with really engaging content that's going to work for search, and then that'll look after you in those clicks, and you'll get those clicks through. But generating content is the key. Um, Now, I can have a look at our SEM Rush report on BetPoint, and the technical load of the site, as I said before, isn't too bad. It's loading quite okay. I've run it through position tracking for SEO, and um, it's nowhere, obviously. However, I've lined it up with a few of your competitors. Let's just have a quick look. So here's an example of the site cut through with your BemiBet has a visibility in search of 27%. So that's a huge visibility. You mentioned bettingtop10.com, and those guys have a 20% visibility in search, and your current visibility is 0. So these guys have some keywords, listing keywords that I put in here were about best betting app, all those sorts of terms, and these guys have got that sorted. Top 10, see betting top 10. Let's have a look at that site actually. Loading a non-Australian version in that one. Okay, so here's a great example: best sports betting sites in Australia. So the heading 1 is the actual terms that people search for. That's a big starter to the overall site. Simple flow through here, not taking up too much room, but then more content, more content, more content, more content. So this is what I'm saying. The 1,000 to 2,000 words in a page is not an underestimation. Betting sites, Ladbrokes Review, Bet365 reviews, sports betting, rugby betting, cricket betting, all this reviews and betting and best. This is what makes SEO. And I was saying about the title before, best sports betting sites in the title here, and yours says on your about page, says about. That's pretty, it's just, there's no SEO being done to the site. So you've got plenty of opportunity to really grow the site with the right SEO components in place and the right content being written for the site. I think I'll leave it there, because the first steps you really need to take is all around your content and building trust around that. Once that's in place, then you can move forward with really driving backlinks, getting people to link to your content using social, publishing content on social, and advertising in Facebook and Google, as long as you have that content. So yeah, hopefully that helps and plants some ideas and seeds around how you can best drive your site for more. If you'd like to know more and would like assistance with any of that sort of stuff, then please give us a call. We do have a little bit of experience in this industry. So yeah, reach out. Thanks.